The GrishaCast is currently covering Ninth House, an adult novel. This is a change from our normal young adult podcast. Please keep this in mind when listening to this episode with children. We will let you know when we return to young adult content.
And I'll tell you guys since we're all friends. Every character I write has a piece of me in them. Hi, I'm Lee Bardugo. You're listening to the GrishaCast.
Welcome to GrishaCast, episode 124. In this episode, we will be discussing chapters 12 through 14 of Lee Bardugo's Ninth House. This is your host, Eric.
And I'm Terry. From Nashville, Tennessee, this is your podcast for all things Grishaverse.
A world created by our personal Merity hookup, Lee Bardugo. Moi savieni casters.
Hi.
Well, hello.
Hi.
Yeah, so let's jump on into our listener cities.
First, we have Split, Croatia.
Woo!
Yay.
Come on, Croatia. And now we're moving on to Turku, Finland.
Yay.
Yay! Thank you, listeners. We love you all. And Terry and I are going through some change. So
Yes. You have to keep changing, you know?
yeah, this is very interesting. So for those of you that do watch on YouTube, we are in the middle of a set transition, and we're a little bit more relaxed and laid back. I feel like I don't know. This is just very odd.
We're just kind of hanging out.
We are, and we're gonna make it a little bit more GrishaCasty. Yeah, our lovely background. I feel like I don't know. It's very not Ninth House or Grishaverse, but well, you know what? It could be. Maybe it. I'm trying. I know.
I can see the wheels turning.
Okay. Well, it's not Fjerda. It's not
No.
Ravka. Could it be Shuhan?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Okay. We are in Shuhan. Thanks. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yes. So, this our set's just different. So we're that's why I'm going to stumble over my words because I'm sitting in a weird spot. I
That's
feel.
okay.
So
You need to get
comfortable.
Yeah, you need to get comfortable. We need to get some fluffy things. Wear some
Yes.
fluffy slippers.
Yeah. And we'll get it all comfortable.
Yeah.
We will. It's just going to take us a minute.
Oh yeah, I mean this is the first time we've come in
Exactly.
here and sat down, so we have to kind of make our space a little
We do.
more comfy. We'll figure it out.
We have our little TV trays.
We do. It really does
It is a TV tray.
feel like it's the 90s and we're cracking open our kid cuisine, like you said earlier, with that delicious brownie,
Yep.
and sitting down to watch Nick at Night or The Simpsons or TGIF,
Yeah. So wait, TGIF.
Full House.
Oh, see, I wasn't a Full House fan. I know.
There was 4 shows back to back. It was Full House, Step by Step, Family Matters.
Yeah.
I don't remember the 4th one, but
I remember watching Snick, which was Saturday night Nickelodeon, and that's when Are You Afraid of the Dark came on. And there was some kind of show that was reminded me a little bit of a kid's version of Saturday Night Live. It was What's Up, or I can't remember, but they always had a musical guest, and I was waiting for them to get Janet Jackson. They never did. But that was what I wanted so badly, and she never came on because she's way bigger than whatever that show was. Just also because I'm sure little kids weren't really interested in seeing Janet Jackson.
Right.
If I was your girl.
oh, yes,
So-
that is the Janet Jackson song.
Oh, that. Yep,
That almost happened.
I know. That's why I'm so nervous about having my laptop and my tea right here.
Yeah,
But it's okay.
we'll figure all that out.
So
Just be careful.
I've got a question for you. Did you watch RuPaul?
Yes.
So you watched...
I didn't even want to discuss it with you until we were here.
I know. And that's why I was like, we have to talk about this. So you probably know that I'm really happy
Yes.
because... And I did not think that that was going to happen.
No.
Like, I did not... Like, I really didn't think that my two people that, like, I wanted to win actually won both of those.
Mm-hmm.
I know. So...
Yeah. No, so it's on par because I typically agree with how things go during the season, and I never, not since like Alaska, not since like Sharon Needles. There's been like 2 or 3 that I've agreed with, like as far as the winners go.
Right.
But like typically for like 99% of the time, I do not agree with the overall winner. So I wasn't shocked. But like watching the final, I was like, come on. Like,
that was the weird thing.
Come on.
I because I feel you there. Like, that was the weird thing. The lip syncs, I did not think they... I love you, Jinx. Love you. And I love Raja. But, like, I guess when I was watching, I always was anticipating, I was like, oh, God, the other person got it.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost, to me, looked like RuPaul knew who she wanted to win, and...
I feel that way in most seasons. Especially this season where they had the point system. You can see as they get closer and closer to the end, with most seasons, but especially this season, they have to like manipulate it to get it to where RuPaul wants it.
Right.
Because it's like certain people were behind and she was like, oh, this one's going to be worth 3 points.
Exactly.
And it magically catapults this person up to the top. So
yeah,
it's like that every season though, where it's like it gets towards the end and this person does really bad and you're like, you're done. And the RuPaul's like, congratulations, you're a winner. And you're like, wait, what? I wasn't like shocked. I 100% knew that's how it was going to go.
Did you see? I did not like. I thought Jinx deserved it, but I did not think she was going to win it.
Well, they did say overall, like they were taking the whole season into account, but still,
I don't think she had the most points. Didn't Monet Exchange have the most?
I think so.
I feel like she did.
I love Monet, and Monet did so good.
See, I don't know what it is. I like her.
Why did Monet win?
I know. Oh, I was happy Jinx did because I think she totally deserved it. Just because she's really talented. She is.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
did you see the video of Jinx and
Raja?
Gosh, no, somebody that wasn't on the season. They're on tour together or something. I can't.
Ben de la Creme?
Yes. There's a video of Jinx and Ben sitting together watching the finale because, they don't know.
I didn't get to see that.
It's on Instagram. You'll have to go back. Or I think it was on Instagram. It's really sweet.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you ever see, they had a Christmas special that was on Amazon or something that was hilarious because they do shows all the time, like Right shows, and like they filmed this Christmas one last year, and it was so great. Like, there's a video of it. It's funny because Ben de la Creme and Jinx are so funny together.
Mm-hmm.
But I was happy, and I really did not like. I love Raja with all. Like, I mean, I really do. She's like. Terry can vouch. I've been a huge Raja fan for a very long time because she is just like, to me, so statuesque and beautiful and perfect. And however, I did not see her doing well competing against all the new queens, the younger queens.
Right. Yeah.
But I still like, I mean, I was surprised, but like, yay, crazy, weird.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I didn't expect it.
It was fun to watch, if nothing else.
It was a really fun season.
It really was. And I hope that they continue to do that.
Yeah.
And it really helps you to understand and like the different queens. Like if somebody leaves early, you just forget about them.
Yep.
And you're just like, gross, boo, move on. But like to really see them all shine, I really liked that.
I think it would benefit it'd be a really good way to do it because it benefits everybody. Because the first person that gets kicked off, like, my God, they spent all this money.
Yeah.
And I just always feel horrible, even if, like...
They bring an entire season's worth of wardrobe.
Yeah, and spent so much money doing it and crammed to do it as well. They only have, like, a certain period of time to get that done.
Yeah.
Ugh. Well, okay, so I'm glad we covered that.
Yes. It's important.
And next, I just wanted to make sure. I was really excited about this. This is a new show on Netflix. It's The Sandman, and it's written by Neil Gaiman, which is, it's actually not a book. It's actually a graphic novel series. Anyways, it came out today. And I already watched the first episode, and it's really good.
Okay.
Just letting you know, all you fantasy lovers out there, first off, like, they went all out with the graphics. Like, they spent so much money on it because it looks really good. I mean, it's, like, really impressive. And you're going to like it.
Okay.
So,
I'll have to watch it.
Yes, it's really good. And then you started a new job.
I did. This is the end of the first week of
Tell us
the job.
about it.
It's I told you
Yes.
like probably way too much. But it's very different because it centers around being vulnerable and open, and it's very strange to be in that space that's connected to your job.
Right.
And it's weird to be surrounded by people that like legitimately care about you and want to know those things about you, and like bring exterior or external people in to get that out of you, to really like get to know you. Like we had somebody come in and we had to talk about how, like, what we were born into and what we experience and what we're going to teach. And like, it was a lot. And I've cried more this week than I've cried for the whole year because I don't like to deal with myself. I don't like feelings. Feelings are stupid. I don't like my feelings, and I'll listen to other people's feelings. And for the most part, unless we're like really close, I'm just kind of nodding along like, yep. When are we done here? Because for me, I'm all about like, everything's fine. It's fine. Like, I don't have to talk about it. I don't have to worry about it. Just keep going. It's fine. And that's good for me. That's fine for me. But that's not how the rest of the world operates. So it's been a strange week of like, I don't know. It almost seems like I was meant to be here because I had already started this like self-exploration journey and adventure barf. But like, this is now my workspace too, so it's a lot. But the mission includes the words disrupting systems of harm. And to really think about that like as a mission statement, like it's strong and it's powerful, but we had to learn a whole different language because of how we like speak about people and to people. Mm-hmm. So we had to learn it's humanizing language. So we had to talk about certain words. Like we can't use the word criminal. We're not allowed to use the word prisoner. There's so many things we're not allowed to say. Homeless, convict. Like there's this long list of words that we had to like.
I love that.
Say like, nope, this isn't it. You have to talk about the person. So it could be, student who is formerly incarcerated or student who is currently incarcerated. You have to put the person first. So that's actually been kind of eye-opening too, like thinking about how you perceive different people using words. Like you're supposed to talk about the person and not their status. So that's like really It's been really eye-opening. And then hearing from our students and
Wow.
it's been very emotional.
Yeah.
And then they gave us this list of like things were affirmations. And I was like, you don't have to call me out so hard.
Ooh, they did.
They did. Like
In a good way, though, I think.
the biggest one was like, I will stop avoiding myself by constantly being busy. And anybody that knows me, I'm busy. Like the second I get up to the second I fall asleep, there's no time to like sit and think. And I've always done that. I've always been go, because then I don't have to deal with what else is happening. Like, this is what I'm doing. So they've been very like, stop, tell me what's happening. And I'm like, no, I got stuff to do. And they've been very like intentional with me, which is weird for me. But it's very interesting. And it's going to be interesting to see how it goes forward. Because, I mean, I'm doing all the boring stuff. I'm doing all the boring, like, spreadsheets and budgets and payroll. And I'm going to be watching everyone else really, like, work with the students and everything else. But it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be amazing. It's perfect for you. And it feels weird because you haven't... I don't think a lot of people actually have jobs like that.
No.
And
I know this is very strange.
Yeah. But it's incredible because that's what work should be. I mean, when you think about it, if you have a full-time job, you spend the majority of your time, you spend more time at work than you do really awake and at home.
Yeah.
So when you really think about that, like, yeah, we spend a lot of our time sleeping actually at home because that's the time, and then not really spending a lot of time we have less time with our families, more time with our work. So like what influences our lives is really our work. So it's incredible to have a space where they really are taking that into like account. And I think also it's neat because they appreciate who they're hiring, and they want to make sure that, like, I mean, one important thing about, health is that you care about yourself. And like, I mean, I know I hate that stuff too. I'm like, but
I got things to do. I don't need to talk about myself.
Yeah. But it's so true. And I love that you have a job that has focused on that in the very first week.
Yeah, literally the whole week, whenever they ask me to share anything and I like have to take a moment and I'm like, I have to remind myself to say the truth and not what'll just make this go away.
Yeah.
But then the response I've been getting all week long is, we've hired the right person. We've hired the right person. We're so happy you're here. We needed you. We've been waiting for you. And it's just like, really? What? But the job is just, it's incredible. They pay 100% of healthcare. You get $100 a month that you have to spend on yourself. Wow. It's just, we had somebody call in and say, my neck hurts and I'm going to be a little late. And they're like, just stay home. Like they're very, very concerned with who you are. Like I was telling Eric, like my boss just made this entire notebook of notes and I kept seeing my name written down. I was like, what are you doing? And she said, I'm just making sure that I'm writing down the important things about you so that I know how you work and I can make the work better for you.
Wow.
Like she was writing down like, what makes me feel good about my work, what makes me feel proud about my work. And they ask all these things. And that's just so different than the machine that you're typically in.
Yep.
Of just like, here's your job.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
so I feel very lucky.
You are, and you deserve it, and that's so awesome. And we just can't wait to see how it continues.
Thanks. Aww. I mean, I feel like I've already changed this week. So who knows who the heck I'm going to be months from now.
Well, you're going to be fabulous. I can tell you that. I know that. So I think we've spent maybe like an hour, I feel like, already just talking. So,
I mean, we're more relaxed now, so we're probably going to use up more time talking.
yeah, truth. However, we should get into ninth house.
Which is getting good.
Yeah, so what'd you think of these 3 chapters?
This is probably the first reading assignment that I didn't like trudge through. Like that actually, I was like, oh, I'm at the end.
Yeah.
So the middle chapter,
I
had to push through that a little bit.
Oh, okay. Is that the Darlington one?
It's Darlington's history.
Yes.
House history thing. So like
that one.
I caught myself a couple times like, all right, come back. But the middle, or like the first one and the third one, I like flew through those.
It's really like I thought it was neat. We went. Like Alex actually goes to the Borderlands, and and to find out that you had to she had to die to do it.
Right. Like.
My God.
Dawes killed her.
Yeah. And then gave her a beetle to chew and she wanted to come back to life.
Yes.
Interesting.
Here's your alive beetle.
So I asked a couple people in the Fable Book Club what they thought about the Borderlands and whether it was something whether it was what they thought it would be. Because, it's kind of like seeing the afterlife. I mean, you weren't even though it's the in-between. What was your take on what Lee presented to us as the Borderlands? Did you like it?
I thought it was interesting that she chose Egypt and the Egyptians as the ones, quote unquote, getting it right.
Right.
So I thought it was neat. Interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was really interesting and neat. And I think they did say, there are other ways to get in there. That was just the one that she was going through. I feel like that was mentioned. There's different entrances. I thought.
I don't know if I caught that.
I think
it could have just been me reading through it quickly.
Readers, maybe I'm wrong, but I really feel like maybe, who knows? But
I think they did say something about, the whole Egyptian thing was one interpretation.
Yes. So, I think there were different ways, but would it be interesting? So if that meant it was a doorway there, so Yale happens to be the Egyptian. But I thought it was cool. I love the fact of the river that they're walking through, and that's where she meets. I love the fact that they used water, and that she can also see. She can see across into the veil. She can't really see she can just see the land. I feel like it was done really well, and it was so unique that I think that's why I liked it, because I think sometimes it can be so just typical.
That part reminded me of the Dreamer.
Oh.
Book that we read. Yeah. It kind of had that same sort of dreamy quality to it.
Yeah, absolutely. The crocodiles, that was really...
That just swim by and they don't hurt you?
I was waiting for one to attack me. Just felt creeped out by it. But
are those there to freak you out so that you lose your balance and that you go down the river to die? Because that was a thing. If you got swept up by the current, then you're done.
I don't think that. When you think about it, probably everybody. It's not a way for you just to come and visit the Borderlands. That is just an entrance to your death.
You're teetering on the edge.
Yeah. So the fact that she was doing that was probably really weird, and it was interesting that she got to speak to the bridegroom.
Who we learn his name is
North.
North.
Well, that's his last name.
His last name.
Yeah. And that Darlington was investigating his crime.
Yes, because she wants North to go find this blonde girl that was murdered and
Tara Hutchins.
I just remember her as that blonde girl that was murdered.
The plot.
That blonde girl with the weird tattoo.
Yes.
Which That's a whole other thing.
That is.
I was like, I'm going to go on these branches. Focus. She wants him to find her in the afterlife to ask her questions.
Yep.
And he was like, in return, I want you to find out about his girl or his white fiance.
Yeah, probably fiance.
Murder. So, and then she finds out that Darlington was already investigating that.
Yeah. So there's definitely
Scandalous.
some kind of weird connection
Yeah.
that we, and it's so just, I find it just, it's so weird. It's just so neat though. I want to know more.
Lee is really good at making these connections though. So I imagine they're going to get more entangled as we go because she's really good at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting interesting. And so the bridegroom also, like, I mean, his whole thing is he doesn't think he didn't kill, like everybody thinks that he killed his fiance, but he's saying he didn't.
Uh-huh.
So, but what is he going to get out of, I guess maybe just the fact that like she would then take the news that he didn't kill and that would be the notoriety.
Yeah, because he can't find her.
That's right. He can't find her.
He says something about like the after you can hide forever.
Yeah. And we don't see Darlington there.
Right.
We don't know.
Because she asked North, have you seen Darlington?
Yeah.
And he hasn't.
So.
And she took it as a good sign. But North says, like, you could hide forever, right? So,
right.
Like,
you could.
But she's like, we're going to have him back Wednesday.
I know.
Mark it on your calendar.
Exactly. We'll have him back Wednesday. Yeah. Interesting. It's just so weird. I want to, and then we go right, you're right, the middle chapter where we learn more about, see, I thought it was interesting, though, some of the things to know a little bit more about Darlington. However, he's got the usual crazy family that, like, I mean, and I love that he was a kid that wanted to go to school and lived in a house all by himself.
Oh, sorry. You know what?
Yes.
This first chapter,
mm-hmm.
I should have made notes because my brain is like, the whole serpent visual starts coming alive in that chapter.
I can't remember. You're going to have to tell me.
Because she's super mean to the Salome.
Oh, the girl. Yes. Uh-huh.
And she keeps talking about how it's this serpent that's uncoiling itself. Mm. And she finally feels like she's let the serpent loose. So, like, this is the first time we're getting this, like...
understanding.
Serpent imagery. So, because it comes up kind of again in the last chapter that we read. But that's the first time we've really, like...
Well, yeah. It's all over the book. So, I mean, it's like, what does the serpent have to do with things?
Yeah.
And it's...
So, I feel like we finally started getting a thing. Because she makes these comments that she's like, that's her true self. She
is opening up so much, and it's really neat to see, but it's also like for us as like reading who she is, we're like she's getting stronger. I feel like more confident, probably is the word.
Yeah, but like doing these like meaner things makes her feel more like herself, and that's a little like, huh.
Yeah.
Where are we gonna go with that? Because we're definitely gonna go somewhere with that, I feel.
Definitely.
As someone who hasn't read the book.
Well, I guess we'll see.
That's what I'm getting, is that that's gonna be the unraveling of Alex, is that that's going to be a thing.
Yeah. And then, so I think the last chapter that we read was really just like, I mean, that was where we got a lot of like plot stuff going on. Like, I mean, that was really, I don't know, exciting about wanting to read further on. However, I hate it when an author does this where when she asks, like, I can't remember the guy the guy that was like, I called the like California weed smoker. She goes to like Alex goes to talk to him, and what is his name? Skip? No, not Skip.
Trip.
Trip, yes. And she asked Trip, like, who else did you see Tara with anybody else? And literally, it's just like, it stops there. Doesn't let us know what he said to her.
Oh, yeah.
I know, that took me, like, way too long to try to spit out those couple words, but smart, but I'm like, oh my God, you can't do that. Like, so she finds out something and then they don't tell us, but.
Yeah. It's when Trip was done talking, and it doesn't say
With who?
what he was talking about.
No.
It just says that Alex was like, okay.
Have you listened to the audio of this by chance at all?
No.
So it's done by Lauren Fortgang, and she does. I love her voice, but when she's impersonating some of these college boys' voices, it is so interesting. It's just it's neat. I've been impressed. I would love to hear if anybody else has listened to the audio, what you guys think of the impersonation of having to impersonate a frat boy. I mean, that is just it's very interesting. But.
And all of us that have been to universities know.
Oh yeah,
what they look like.
Ooh.
Cargo shorts and t-shirts and sandals and yeah.
Oh boy. Oh wait, that was like, my God, that was not a frat boy. That was
Flavor Flav.
Yep.
Flavor Flav.
Gonna not do that again.
There used to be a show
I know.
where people competed and the prize
Was him.
was Flavor Flav. Anyway.
Wow. I know. Like, that is so weird. I remember I watched some of it too.
100%. Because it was like, that was such a weird time for TV.
It was.
So we had Tara, what's her name? That was a hot mess. We had Tequila, what was her name? Tila Tequila, who was she had a bisexual like dating show that was just like,
jeez.
I mean, it was just an STD nightmare. I mean, it was a really weird time for TV.
That was during kind of the transition from MTV turning into music, from actually being, I thought, a reputable channel to watch and enjoy, to all of a sudden not having a single music video.
Yeah.
And it's still called MTV.
It was a very weird.
And it drives me nuts. I loved that. I loved watching MTV and watching music videos. That was so perfect to just have on.
Yeah.
Just at any time.
I miss there being like just music videos.
And
I know like YouTube, like there's some of them, but it's not like it was.
It's not the same. No. Need a channel that devotes itself to them. That'd be incredible. But
like I was obsessed with all the Dr. Dre videos. I would watch them before I went to school every day.
All the music videos. So
memories.
Memories.
So what we do find out also is blonde girl. I know.
Tara Hutchins.
I know.
I'm amazed that I actually know her name.
It's like blonde girl, detective man, shadow. But blonde girl is involved with 3 different groups.
Yeah. It's
because she thought that she had a connection to one at least, but now we know.
Oh, you're talking about the societies.
Yeah, that she now has connections with 3 of the societies.
And then what's even weirder, which obviously has some kind of connection to it, is when Alex goes home and her roommate has been went to that Omega Meltdown, which is some kind of frat party, and it's the purple tongue thing. But right when I read that, I was like, that is not Punch. Because she writes it as like, oh, you could see the Kool-Aid on her tongue. I'm like, no. That is from that party. That's that Merity.
Yep.
And I feel so bad for that girl. But that's such, it kind of disgusted me. The guy, like the way the guys are talking in the video, like now it's time for Chinese takeout.
Yeah,
my-
it's so.
But it's so right on
It
point at the same
is.
time. This is not as disgusting as it sounds. It's so true.
This isn't fictional.
Not at
Like,
all.
it happens all the time, and it happens just like that. And it's
Disgusting.
disgusting. But I feel like it's kind of one of those things that like we've all been there,
Mhm.
so we can feel the emotion.
Yep.
So,
Oh yeah,
like, yeah.
that embarrassing. Yeah.
I mean, and not all of us have been on Merity.
No, we've not.
But, I mean, we've all had, like, those jerk guys that say stupid, horrendous, disgusting things that, like, make you do weird things or, like, yeah. It's, we've all been there.
I just hate the whole hierarchy that that these guys feel like they're on.
Yeah.
And are actually like supported. Society supports it, like,
Mhm.
and puts them there.
Boys will be boys.
Yeah. But it's, oh my God. It's just like, the fact that, I mean, I just I wonder how a guy just like sits there and he's like, yeah, this would be really cool to videotape and possibly ruin this girl. Like, I mean, I know they're not thinking that, but
No.
like, come on.
They're showing off to their friends.
And it's like so disgusting and just childish. But
Alex is gonna go beat some ass, is what she's.
I think you are right. I think that's where we're about to go.
Yeah, because she's like, see ya. Where does he live? Omega House. All right, bye.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, she's gonna go kick his ass so hard.
Well,
And we're probably gonna get more allusions to the whole snake thing, is what I'm guessing.
I would assume we're going to definitely get more of that stuff. So one thing I have to make sure to so we posted last week a really awesome drawing that one of our listeners actually drew, which I thought was really incredible. It was from chapter 1. It was the like circle that
Yeah.
they do the magic in. And anyways, I posted it, but didn't really give the explanation. So I just wanted to read that. So anyways, this is, oh, I just got rid of it. Sorry. So this is by Tarot by Joseph, who drew that. And this is his explanation. And sorry if I totally butcher some of these words, but here's the story with the circle. The compass points are all guarded by one of 4 archangels and also have to do with an element. Raphael in the east, which is air, Gabriel in the west, which is water, Michael in the south, which is fire, and Uriel, sometimes spelled Ariel, in the north for earth. These sigils representing them come from a late 1400s grimoire called the Heptameron. Heptameron? Yeah. I'm so sorry, Joseph. Yeah. You're incredible for doing this, though. The other words around the circle are prayers and different names and attributes of God in Latin and some transliterated Hebrew and Greek. This circle would be drawn and the following evocation would be said or chanted on a monotone while visualizing the angels taking their places. And this is, in quotations, this is what they would be saying. Before me, Raphael. Behind me, Gabriel. On my right, Michael. On my left, Uriel. And that should keep out pretty much anything without a body. And this is like coming from someone that actually practices like magic. So that's where he came up with like, he didn't just like, he tried to take what was written, and because we've been discussing how he loves this book because it's very realistic in actual, like, I guess when you do practice. And I just think that was really neat. So yeah, he gave one that's really cool. So anyways, thank you, Joseph.
Yeah.
You rock. And yeah, so anyways, so do you know who the archangels are? Because I don't.
No.
I feel so stupid.
No.
I just I mean, I don't even know where they come. Like, that's got to come from some main religion that I'm just not.
I know that like some of the or a lot of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are named after some of them.
That is perfect. Yeah.
I think.
No sardines on my pizza, dude.
Dude. Or maybe they're named after artists. Or maybe the artists were
It's-
named
I
after
think it's-
Archangel. I don't know.
I think it's artist because there's Michelangelo, and I don't think I just said his name. And then there's Donatello. These are all artists.
Raphael.
Is an artist, right? I don't even know. I don't even I can't even fact check this right now because I'm just in amazement.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Yeah, a post that luckily someone went out of their
knows
way
way more than we do.
And we're trying to, unfortunately, describe it to our listeners, and Joseph is going to unfollow us right now, but hopefully not. Anyways.
Don't do it.
Don't do it, please. We're trying.
Come back.
However, I do think it's a really neat thing to hear from someone that all this is real. One, we know there's a lot of realistic points in this whole thing. We know that the secret societies are real. We already know that all of the secret societies in here are not made up. These are, we can
and it's a real location.
Real location, real place, all this, but all this stuff doesn't seem real. Right. But it is. That's what's so cool. So, whew, how exciting. Well, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Or did you have anything else?
I mean, we barely touched on the whole tattoo thing.
Oh, well, let's talk about that. I forgot about the tattoo thing.
She thought originally that it was like a rock band, something or other. It's like rather...
But it had
rather something than die. I just had it pulled up, and then I was like, yeet.
Yeet.
But it was rather something than die. And then she found out from North, because didn't North quote the whole thing?
Yes.
He quoted, it was some historical...
It's got another connection that she didn't realize that actually had to do with the houses as well.
Yeah, and that's how she kind of put everything together. So,
there's
why would Terra Blonde Girl have this tattooed on her?
Right.
Because it seems like a weird thing to permanently have on your body.
Yeah, and I love that neither one of us can quote what we're talking about. That
it's rather something.
I know. And we could look it up, but...
rather something, die something. I don't know. Y'all know. You read it.
Yep. You probably are...
we're all on the same
screaming
page.
it in wherever you are.
So scream it in the comments.
Scream it in the comments, yes. That'd be great. Love
scream it in the DM. Scream it in our email. info@GrishaCast.com.
Oh, gosh. Look at us. I haven't even looked over there. I forgot there's a camera.
That's the whole point.
I know. Oops. Well.
We're supposed to be just talking like friends.
Well, luckily we do that already, and we are friends. So, hey, cha-ching. Check. Please.
Is there anything? I can't hear anything that's happening.
Yeah. What is happening?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Did we get through everything?
I don't think we ever will, but we would definitely will try.
I should not have taken a sip right then.
I think we got through the main points of what we read that I would have.
I don't think we need to talk about Darlington's housecapades.
It's not really big plot points. It's more just understanding more about.
There's a whole chapter on the house not being worth anything and him wanting it. I think it was more about him being independent.
That, and also the ending, which him and Alex both kind of got thrown into Lethe the same way. Both waking up in hospitals.
Right.
And Shadow Man being there.
And she wondered if Dawes was treated the same way.
Right.
She kind of has this moment of did Dawes wake up to Shadow be in her room?
Right. And we find out actually Dawes doesn't, because Dawes said, I don't think, she says that they picked her because of like.
Research.
Yeah, research. And things are pretty boring until, and then pretty much we know that she wanted to say Darlington came around.
Yeah,
But
because everybody loves Darlington.
I know, this mysterious man we've never met.
Yeah.
He's not even like.
He's coming back Wednesday, though.
He sure is. Mark that calendar. Don't forget. Everybody bring.
Can't wait till Wednesday.
I know. It's gonna.
Wouldn't it be weird because we record on Wednesdays?
Should we have him as a guest? Think he'll show up on time?
Wouldn't it be weird if he came back on a Wednesday while we were talking about it?
On a Tuesday?
Whoa.
Wow. Yeah.
Deep.
See you next Tuesday. Which is just a cool, fun way to say the word beep. Yeah. And that is literally the only reason I said that is because it's another day of the week. We should stop. So, this has been fantastic.
Where that was going.
I told you it had nothing to do with anything.
Okay.
I'm exhausted. So, thank you, listeners, if we still have anybody. It has been fantastic. Next week, we'll be covering the next 3 chapters. So that's going to be 15, 16, and 17. In case you couldn't count to 3. But I know you can. I love you guys. It's been wonderful. Long live the Grishaverse.
Like, we're at the end of the hour, so my voice is a little husky. A+.
No mourners.
No funerals.
This has been GrishaCast. Connect with us on the web at GrishaCast.com. Send an email to info@GrishaCast.com.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok at GrishaCast.
And thank you to our amazing staff, Chris, Michelle, Alex, and Brenda, and Sid, and us.